Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. This is my review for Married to Medicine, Season 11, Ep.7. Y'all getting this review first because, Potomac, it sucked this week. I'm going to get to it whenever. I might take notes tonight, but yeah, I really wasn't feeling it. Like I was enjoying Married to Medicine more. So I did something I was a little bit more interested in. This is my drink tonight. This is some whiskey and Sprite. Hopefully y'all have y'all's beverage while I'm doing this live. And don't worry, I'm a fan of Beverly Hills too. So this review will be done by the time Beverly Hills come on. And I'm already good because I already saw the first 7 minutes of when Dorit and Kyle were like lunging at each other. I already saw the first 7 minutes, so I'm good. Anywho, this was the episode for the Met Gala, and also Phaedra was finally a main cast member on the episode. Like she had a main cast member presence. But you know what? Before we get into the review, the theme song is back, y'all. And y'all know I love the theme song. So sorry, I love that song so much. Anywho, so we open with Heavenly hosting an event at her lake house. It's to celebrate her son graduating college and going to dentistry school. Now, speaking of Dr. Heavenly, let me just announce to y'all that I have her booked next week to be on my channel next Wednesday. So mark your calendars. Hopefully, we're able to do it this time on time. But right now, I have her booked for January 22nd. So make sure, y'all catch that. I'm going to be interviewing Dr. Heavenly on my channel about the season, and I can't wait. Y'all know I got the questions. Y'all know I'm going to give it to her straight. So yeah, make sure y'all look out for that. I'm very excited. That was just a little tea I gave y'all, a little exclusive. But yes, back to the episode. So we're with Jackie driving with Simone and Cecil, and she's talking about the behind the scenes of putting together the Met Gala, particularly working with Phaedra since she put her on as a co-chair. And again, Jackie did this to herself. Like she's complaining how Phaedra really isn't doing her part. Now, speaking of Phaedra, she's headed to Heavenly's gathering as well. She's in the car with Quad and her man. And Quad lets her know that Jackie has been complaining about her, and having little faith in her being the co-chair. And Phaedra is surprised by this, but she says in her confessional that, she couldn't care less what Jackie is thinking because the only reason she says Jackie's putting on this event is because of the backlash that she got last year, the beating that she took. And I was like, oh, all right, Phaedra. I mean, was she lying? Like, this really did help Dr. Jack, after that whole backlash. Because look, I was kind of like on Dr. Jackie's side. Like, yes, she did something terrible. Like, she said something terrible, but I don't think she was, beyond forgiveness. But some other people was just like, shut my ass up. And I was just like, you know what? It's going to blow over soon. We're not going to talk about it anymore. Oh, not I don't like Heavenly, but I'll watch for you. Well, she's going to be on my channel this time. I'm not going to be on her channel. She's going to be visiting, and hopefully, she don't curse me out during our interview because, I'm going to be very honest with her, because she can come off a little bit like a bully on the show. Oh, but yeah. So back to Jackie's car, and she says she now has asked Heavenly to help her out with the event. And y'all know Jackie, complained to Heavenly about Phaedra. So Heavenly is most likely going to come at Phaedra eventually on Jackie's behalf because she does that a lot. very much guard dog energy. Now, what I'm confused by is Jackie's event. Like, this is her event. Why didn't she set a number that she was comfortable with? Like, Phaedra can just be like, "Oh, girl, I'm gonna get you 100,000." But if she would have set it at 25 or maybe even 50,000, at least that is a check you know that will be able to be cash. But 100,000, I don't know. Like, it was giving me Deshaun Snow's event. But at least they raised money, because I think Deshaun Snow was in the negative for that season 1 episode. Phaedra can't talk about Dr. Jackie when can't nobody ask her about Candy. So F that apple-headed. Well, all right, Andrea. And thank you for being my mod. Make sure y'all, give a ninja a like, please, or subscribe. Either two is great. Dr. Jackie said it at 25,000, and then Applehead said 100,000. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, it's Jackie's event at the end of the day. If she didn't feel comfortable with that, and even leading up to the event, she could have just said, "You know what, we're gonna half it to 50K." And you saw that they actually hit over 50K. So I'm not sure why she let Phaedra gas her up like that, especially when when it was down to the wire. Like, she still wasn't trusting Phaedra. We'll get into that, though. So anyway, the cast is arriving, and we know immediately who weren't invited. Contessa and Sweet Tea, which I don't know why they would expect to be invited in the first place. We also see Quad and her new man, meeting the guys for the first time. This is going to be such a strange dynamic, having him as well as Dr. G in the same setting. And remember, we did see them almost come to blows on a couples trip. So we still have that to watch. So the men and women are conversing separately. The ladies are asking Quad, what did she do to get that Rolls Royce? I mean, the rented Rolls Royce, from her man's job. I mean, I don't know. I think it's easy to know where that Rolls Royce came from. But y'all let me know. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Like, if you own like a luxury dealership where you like lease out Rolls Royces, did he get her a new one? Does anybody have tea on that? But yeah, all the ladies are, of course, throwing shade in their confessionals. Hey, Chris. Hi, chat. We are just getting started. Yes, thank you for making the live. We got about 60 people up here. I appreciate y'all for watching. So moving on, Toya tells Phaedra that she, Sweet Tea, and Contessa will no longer be planning trips because the ladies didn't come together in the last part by the end of it. And I'm just wondering, how is it her fault? Like, getting along with Heavenly takes an act of God. And I'm wondering, is that the reason why she was named Heavenly? Because look, it really is like it takes a feat to get along with this woman, or for this woman to like you. Because remember, her and Jackie are like this. And when she came on the show, she compared Jackie's body to a little boy. That's how mean Heavenly was to Jackie, and now they're just thick as thieves. But Toya says she feels some type of way that some of the ladies were excluded today. But I'm just like, this is a family event for Heavenly. Like, she doesn't, like, to be on Heavenly's side on this, she doesn't owe an invite to Sweet Tea and Contessa if she doesn't want them in her home. So Toya is still yapping, saying that Heavenly needs to apologize for the your mama comment, which I agree. And Heavenly says she will try her best, which again, we know that her apologies don't mean jack shit. So, excuse me, Toya gives her a little pushback, and Heavenly says, well, I don't want to promise something like Phaedra and not deliver. Now, see, in that moment, one, you notice how she just immediately deflected and ain't even come back to that topic. And then two, here she is doing Dr. Jackie's dirty work per usual. Like, I'm starting to think Jackie, she not as innocent as she likes to portray. Like she likes to get, Heavenly to do her dirty work for her. So now Heavenly is telling Phaedra that Jackie came to her frantic and said, "You haven't done shit." Wow. And then Simone reveals that Heavenly is now the Coco chair. The Coco chair. Phaedra says Heavenly can have it. And Heavenly says, "Oh, no, you're the one that promised 100,000. And then Phaedra doubles down and says, well, she did promise that number, and she will come out of her own pocket if she has to, and says, quote, she won't let no bitches like them act like she ain't gonna do what she say she will. Now, oops, she got all the ladies looking around like, bitches like us. What do you mean by that? So, we cut to their confessionals, and I guess they feel like, she's saying this as if we're not on the same level as her. Like the doctor gals, trying to remind Phaedra that, they're in the same income bracket. Now, I know we don't like Phaedra, but don't you think, she has a lot of reality work, and those checks, they be coming through. So I think Phaedra is maybe on a little bit of a higher tier than maybe Simone. Jackie, I don't know. Like Jackie is that girl in Atlanta. So I think Jackie and Phaedra wasn't what. But, I would love to see a breakdown of the salaries on Married to Medicine, like the net worths. Now, do y'all think Phaedra is, a little bit step above the ladies as far as, income is concerned? Because she really made, the doctor girls feel some type of way with that comment, because they like to use that comment with Toya and Quad, like the doctor's wives. So it's just funny to see that dynamic, how Phaedra is trying to make them seem like, they're down here. Let's see. So meanwhile, we cut to the fellas giving Quad's man advice on how to navigate, without breaking the fourth wall, being on the show, blah, blah, blah. Back with the ladies, they're discussing how much each of them should give to the charity. So they agree on $2,500. Now, Dr. Jackie mentions, Sweet Tea and Contessa donating as well. And Toya points out that, you need to ask Sweet Tea and Contessa yourself and just point out like what it looks like you expecting donations from them when you're cool with somebody that constantly disrespects them. And I think Toya had a point bringing that to Jackie's attention. And I am glad that they weren't excluded from the Met Gala. Because at first, in my last review, I thought they weren't invited. But, they were, and they did keep it cordial. Does Phaedra still practice law? I'm not sure. But, y'all, she's been on 4 or 5 reality shows. And that's a lot of checks. So I don't know. Like, she might be that girl. Because those reality show checks are a cute coin. The doctors have more money because theirs is consistent. Phaedra's reality gigs were here and there. Well, I just meant during this particular time frame. But yeah, I'm just trying to be fair. Phaedra probably has a lot of money because her parents are pastors. They're likely not taxed and have accumulated wealth that she's benefited from as well. It was giving Ashley trying to ask the Potomac girls for money after kicking them out of the GNA event. Exactly. Andrea is choosing violence today. Phaedra gonna get this work today. Oh, apple-headed, cheap, lying hoe. Planting men to buy her, then ghosted them. We'll get to that too. But yeah, next scene, we're at Phaedra's house and she's being visited by Sweet Tea. Phaedra brings up to her that she wasn't invited to Heavenly's gathering. And Sweet Tea isn't surprised at all because she's like, well, I don't fuck with her. So, why would she invite me? And I'm glad Sweet Tea had that energy. Like, this is why I want Garcelle to have this energy with Dorit. I hate to, go to that, but I'm just saying, Like, if you don't fuck with somebody, like, you shouldn't expect them to invite you anywhere, tell you any of their business whatsoever. So yeah, I just wanted to make that point. They're talking about the Met Gala now, and Phaedra's telling her side of things and says she's surprised Jackie feels that way. And Phaedra, I'm gonna have to hold you accountable. Jackie had good reason to question you. Because you're a liar, for one thing. You lie very well. And she talks that talk a lot, but sometimes Phaedra does not come through. Like, she will disappear, as we will see later on. T then mentions that Jackie is trying to hold Phaedra accountable, but not her good friend Heavenly, which I agree. Now, I will say Phaedra clocked all the ladies on how they be giving Heavenly passes for her behavior. She says, I don't know if they're fearful of her or if they're just actually the same as her, and they use Heavenly as a tool for their bad behavior. Then she says, you can't be that close to the devil and not have devilish ways. I was like, you better clock it, Phaedra. Like, I'm sorry, I know that y'all don't like her, but that was this look. That is exactly what it is. I totally agree with that. Do y'all agree? Or do y'all just hate Phaedra? Oh, thank you. Tips aren't required, but greatly appreciated. Cash App, $CDiggy1. You know, we appreciate tips and the what do you call it? Damn it. It's my mind went blank. It's like when the super chats or whatever. Feel free, you know? So Sweet Tea says she can move on if Heavenly is able to give her a genuine apology, like just really mean it. And I'm afraid that that's never going to happen, love. It's just not. You're dealing with Heavenly. Phaedra said that Heavenly is a strong church member. And Sweet Tea is like, where? And she's like, Hell First Baptist. Hey, I thought it was funny. Phaedra recognized game. I mean, look, Phaedra's kind of a devil herself. She's a devil in a different way. We have 100 people in the chat. Love to see it. Hit that like button. Thank you very much. So next scene, it is the day of the Met Gala, and we see Dr. Jackie looking over the venue. Heavenly is there too, and the first thing she asks Jackie, as well as the event planner, is what did Phaedra do? Now, to be fair, Phaedra should be there as well, especially if she's a co-chair, but she's not. But Dr. Jackie needs to take some responsibility, I think, in this matter. She brought Phaedra on as a co-chair, and if she saw it going south this close to the day of the event, then she should have been like, thank you for your services. You were put off of this, and we are going to lower the charity goal to $50,000. Then, you know, there wouldn't be any controversy or whatever with Phaedra whatsoever. Now, later, we see the ladies getting ready. We're with Contessa saying, you know, she wasn't part of the planning of the Met Gala, and she's fine with that, just in case it was a hot-ass mess. And I would say after watching the Met Gala, it more so just looked like a hot-ass mess. We'll get into that later. Well, Jackie is sneaky, so I wasn't surprised. Jackie can be sneaky. The truth is, this cast did need a little mix-up, and Phaedra knows that. They act like they didn't need to mix things up a little, but how many more times can we have a Simone versus Heavenly versus quad fight? Riri, I got to give you your props. You be coming with, you know, the opinions. We be seeing each other. Thank you for your input. I think production had Jackie make Phaedra co-chair to give her something to do. I could see that too. I don't believe Jackie would be dealing with her otherwise. That's plausible. Oh, we're going to get on the outfits. Just wait. Excuse me. So, let's see what else. we're with Quad now, asking her man, is he going to be okay seeing her ex-husband at the event? He says he's not concerned. And, followed by Quad in her confessional saying, well, that's her past. Yet she continues to bring up Dr. G and Sweet Tea a lot. Like, I feel like they really do be minding their business, but Quad takes every moment to shade Sweet Tea or her ex. So we're back at the Met Gala and guests are now arriving. So I'm looking at this event, y'all. I know it's for charity, but can we be honest? Let me know in the chat, what did you think of the decor and just the budget and the surrounding? Because I was wondering, where was the budget for this event? Like, this was a conference room turned into a ballroom. It was not a ballroom. And dear Lord, the fashions. And also, this room, it looked like it took place the same venue where Dr. G and Sweet Tea got married last season. It looked like the exact same hall. I don't know. It just looked, thank you, very low budget. Very. Are those little black curls or little black earrings? What do you mean? No offense, but Jackie in real life wouldn't be hanging out with any of these ladies. She's too old. Well, her and Simone is like the most genuine friendship on the show. Like, she delivered Simone's child, and they've been friends for 2 decades. Like, I think they have like a big sister, little sister relationship. And I think she wouldn't be friends with any of these women outside of, if it wasn't for Simone. I thought the event space was cool, but where the hell was the food? You know what? I didn't see food. Maybe that wasn't in the budget. And I'm just like, you trying to raise $100,000 and this event looked like it cost $10,000? Make it make sense. It looked like a big half-empty room. Exactly. Like, it looked like it wasn't that many people there. Heavenly and Jackie paid $15,000. The rest paid $2,500, except Tacky Toya paid nothing for the second time. I could see that. I remember, we will get into that. Heavenly went on her live to give us a little behind the scenes of the event, which I appreciate. People be dragging Potomac for how low budget they are, but M Married to Medicine be giving Target brand everything for years, and these girls are supposed to be the money girls. Now, wait a minute. We got to be fair, because Housewives gives a different precedence. Like Married to Medicine, we're just focusing on their lives of the doctors and the dynamics of being married to medicine. Like the luxury, I would say, isn't as important. Excuse me, it's a little bit more secondary. Now, with Housewives, there should be no excuse. We're watching for the lifestyle. That's so I would still hold Potomac to the fire more so than Married to Medicine. Are you wearing earrings, Chris? Yes, I am wearing earrings. Yes. I also need a haircut. I definitely need a haircut. Did you think this was like a mullet or something? Curls? No, not at all. I'm actually really like, self-conscious being on camera without, my hair did, but it's okay. I get my hair cut Thursday and, look, I usually get my hair cut because like when I'm about to be out and about a lot. So this weekend I'm going to be out and about. It was giving Ken Sierra. I could see that. Let's see. Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone really have a God complex because they are doctors. Ooh. They do not ever tolerate anyone insinuating that they are beneath them. Well then. All right. So Zachary's party was catered by Sonny's Barbecue. Hey, it was given, definitely, family cookout. So now, y'all, let's get into these fashions. Can we get into the fashion? So first up is Toya. Toya, she looked like she was going to a funeral. I'm not really sure where she was going. She looked like the mistress of the rich sugar daddy at a funeral. Simone, oh my God, I have to agree with Heavenly. Like, what the entire fuck was she wearing? She looked like she was about to get sacrificed at that event, like some Midsommar type shit. Like, what was that? Like, Simone, I mean, come on now. Now, Quan, I hated it. I really did. Like, I think I've seen her in this leather pantsuit or whatever. It just did the lace. It was just ugly. I didn't like it at all. At all. I mean, the only thing I liked was the big, flower, but the whole lace outfit, it just looked a little tacky. The theme was Secret Garden, but no, no, I'm sorry. Sweet Tea, it wasn't bad, but it just looked tacky and a little bit on the cheap side. A little bit on the cheap side. Uh, Simone looked like Carrie right before they dumped that bucket on her. Yeah, I mean, the jumpsuit looked good on her. I didn't like it. It just looked a little tacky. The lace just made it look real tacky. Jackie's wasn't bad, but that fabric looks so cheap, like cheap as hell. Go back and look at it. Like, I like the idea of what she was wearing, but the execution was just terrible. So now we're going to Phaedra, and she just looks all right. It was given basic, it wasn't terrible, and it wasn't like memorable. Contessa. Contessa was dressed like Beyonce circa 2008 with the Sasha Fierce era. I did not like it at all. Like what she wore looked so dated. Like, did she go to like a garage sale for Beyonce's tour looks or something like that? It just, she stood out for all the wrong reasons. And then last but not least, Heavenly. Heavenly. Y'all will be surprised, but I gotta say, out of all the women, she was my best dress. She was my best dress. Like, it looked really nice on her. It fit her lovely. I gotta give it to her. And you know me saying that? Look, I gotta give it to Dr. Heavenly. Y'all know I'm not biased. So Heavenly was best dressed. I can't even believe I'm saying that. So yeah, let's get to the cameos. So there was so many cameos at this janky Met Gala. We saw Dwight, who looks so much better these days. Like he don't look like a hot ass mess. Look, shout out to him. Like he actually looked like he is taking care of himself. He looks so much better these days than he did on Atlanta. And then we see Dr. Alicia ass, where she could have just stayed where she was. And you notice you didn't see her caveman ass husband. I just rolled my eyes when I saw her. We get a cameo from Anila and her husband. I liked Anila, but I just feel like she didn't fit in with the ladies, unfortunately. Like, she didn't have well, I think she had a close relationship with Simone, like a real one. But outside of Toya, the ladies really didn't fuck with her like that. And then we get the new cast member who's introduced in the middle of the season. It's just so weird. Like, I really don't like when they do that, because you just set them up for failure. Kind of like how Anne Marie was introduced mid-season on Beverly Hills, but her name is Dr. Mimi. It looks like she knows Sweet Tea through Greg, since she's a psychiatrist. They're both psychiatrists. But it looks like she'll be making her debut in episode 8. Audra was there? I did not see Audra. Thank you for pointing that out. If you're able to let me know what part she was in, I really want to see. Like, how did I miss her? Okay, so yeah, everyone is cordial so far at the event. Contessa's husband is absent because of Heavenly. Well, allegedly. And her and Sweet Tea are staying away from Heavenly for obvious reasons. We then see Dr. G and Damon. They're talking things out, and it seems like, unlike their wives, they can move forward. Anila gave that she don't really hang out with black women. It felt weird. If you want an Indian woman, why not find someone who's Trini or Jamaican or Guyanese and has black friends or family? I mean, they've had other races before Married to Medicine, but it just seems like, she was shoehorned in on the show. But I did like her. It's just, it went downhill when, she let Quad gas her up and say that Toya, was a part of a home break-in, which I was just like, really? That really made me side-eye her. So then later on, Jackie, Phaedra, and Heavenly are all on the mic for the auction. Child, why is the first auction item a trip to Morocco, flight not included? I'm like, what in the ghetto hell? Like, starting at $4,000. I'm like, this is not a good way of setting the tone for the auction. A trip to Morocco, airfare not included. So basically, I guess a 6 night stay at a beautiful Moroccan hotel. That's how they should have said it, not like a trip to Morocco. Like, they should have started it at maybe $1,000, because $4,000, I don't know. It just gave tacky and low budget. Now, some of the standouts of these auction items: Quad's cooking lesson starting at $3,000. And I'm just wondering, is she even like trained? Did she even go to culinary school? Look, if she did, my apologies, but just because you make a good ass, home cooked ghetto meal, Southern catfish and grits and something like that, I applaud you. But, charging somebody $3,000, I don't know. Some chicken Alfredo. She has a cookbook. That's it. I mean, anybody can have a cookbook. And not Greg throwing shade saying like she can cook. Damn. But you know what? I'll allow it, because Quad be coming at Greg all the time with the shade. So then we have a date with Phaedra starting at $4,000. Heavenly gets on the mic trying to be shady. Dr. G, what do you think? I'm like, this couple has not bothered you, Heavenly. They stay clear of you, and here you go again, poking them. It's just giving really bully energy, and I didn't like that. Like, leave them alone. Leave them alone. You don't respect them, clearly. Leave them alone. Why did you do that? I mean, I get that you're trying to be funny, but if you don't fuck with them like that and you've said terrible things about them, like, why do that? So I don't know. I mean, yes, it was funny, but just looking outside of it, it's just mean at this point. But then Phaedra gets some friend or Mark that she has come up there to give her a bid of $4,000. But more on that later. The auction ends, and Jackie, Heavenly, and Phaedra go to the back and calculate the earnings so far. The final total is $53,000 and some change. They did not reach the 100K, but Phaedra says that she is covering the rest. And it's about $47,000. Heavenly says, that's a lot of money, Phaedra. And Phaedra's just like, I got it. And I'm just like, well, okay. And I mean, if you can afford it, it ain't tricking if you got it. And, it's a nice tax write-off when you think about it. And look, in the end, Phaedra actually came through. Allegedly. So then we cut to her confessional, and she said, her checks will cash. It's nothing. I have jobs. I'm like, okay, girl. And I mean, look, I mean, how much a Birkin is? Like at least 40K. So I mean, I don't know. Like the way Heavenly was saying, that's a lot of money, Heavenly. I mean, that's a lot of money, Phaedra. Like, does she got it like that to just drop 47K? Because if this was Beverly Hills, I mean, that ain't nothing. And we know that. So they come back out and present one of those big checks to the charity for $100,000. And y'all, I saw the next episode, but I'm just reserving my comments for this episode. So, whatever happened with Phaedra, and if the money's funny, we're going to talk about that later. I can only comment on what I've seen for this episode. But I understand what's going on behind the scenes. But yeah, it looks like the event was a success. And, well, not aesthetically it was a success, but the overall purpose was a success. And that is where the episode ends, y'all. I actually enjoyed this episode. I was entertained. The shade was on 10, I think, for this episode. Phaedra was actually putting in work. The ladies made her work this episode. I would give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 episode. I will say the ratings were low for this episode. They got a series low. I think it was like 453, and then Potomac got their lowest ratings too. I'm not sure what was going on Sunday night. Maybe it was just a fluke, but I think Potomac should definitely be worried. I don't know. I'm still holding out for Married to Medicine because they're only 7 episodes in. Excuse me. Potomac, they're already 10 weeks in, and they only have 4 episodes left. So they're in danger of a pause category right now. But Married to Medicine, I still feel like we still haven't seen the mid-season trailer, and there's still more to come. So I'm still holding out for Married to Medicine. Now, let's talk about what Heavenly said on her YouTube with the whole charity controversy. So she's saying that, remember the guy that came up to Phaedra and said, oh, he'll bid $4,000? So apparently, after the charity, he was asking for his money back. And he was calling everybody. And Dr. Heavenly was under the impression that he couldn't get in contact with Phaedra. And they definitely ran his card. And she's thinking that Phaedra's like, oh yeah, just run with it. Say you're going to donate $4,000 or whatever, just to not embarrass her. And then she just fled. Sorry for you. But yeah, they said Dr. Janky gave him his money back. And I'm just like, damn, Phaedra, that ain't right. And allegedly, Dr. Heavenly says to this day, the $100,000 check has not cashed. And I'm just like, damn, that is really fucked up. And if Phaedra did write the check out for like the 47 or 51K, then yeah, she should get her props and the lady should apologize to her. If not, those ladies, everybody should be dragging Phaedra. And I think Jackie should also try to sue her for the $47,000 or the $51,000 that she promised, because that was a verbal agreement. So yeah, I just think that's really embarrassing overall, as far as a charity is concerned, especially a charity dealing with, this man losing his wife to, the infant mortality rate or whatever. I really hope that Phaedra comes through, and I really hope that she actually wrote the check out. But we'll see. We shall see. Let me just see what y'all saying. I know that Beverly Hills is about to come on in about 3 minutes. I blame Mia and her coochie tails. I agree. Hope Phaedra ain't sporting fakes and renting labels like Jen Shaw. I would have placed a stop payment on it if I was Phaedra, the way they talked about her. Phaedra probably asked Apollo for it. Phaedra covered that? Who's grandma walking without a social security? I do think Phaedra has it, y'all. She has $47,000. Like, I think Phaedra's worth at least about $2 million. You get on my nerves coming on here with your handsome self talking about, I need a haircut. I don't feel like I'm at my best. Stop it. I'm being for real. I don't feel cute right now. Now, Thursday, when you'll probably see my Salt Lake City review, you'll see the difference. You will see the difference, and we can do it side by side. I don't feel my best right now. Like the face card, I'm not sure. Like, it's not going to decline, but it might send an alert to the account. It might send an alert, but it's not going to decline. I love how I am humble enough to read myself. That trip to Morocco was probably a spare room Phaedra had from Ultimate Girls Trip. Oh my God. That is a good one. Phaedra will always find a way to scam. I agree. Simone looked like the remake of the horror show version of Alice in Wonderland. She definitely did. Let's see. I know they keep talking about Toya and her never giving nothing unless it's up for a house or a purse. But let's be honest. You don't think that Eugene donated money? He is her spouse. I think Eugene probably donated money, but probably not $2,500. And in the next episode, look, Toya is at it again. She's having a baby shower for her Birkin that she bought, her first Birkin. Not only does that make you look tacky again, but it just makes you look like new money, like just people that just throw their money away. Phaedra is a stunt queen. I'm sure that she has more money than Quad and T, but I doubt that she has more than the other women doctors on the show. Heavenly said that traders don't pay that much. Well, respectfully, how would Heavenly know the salary of traders? And I'm pretty sure that you get paid how long you last on traders as well. And look, Phaedra was the breakout star. She was. I could see her being paid maybe 25K, 50K. Yes, I do get my eyebrows done. Phaedra might be making international money. Ricky Martin and Janet Jackson had Pepsi ads that didn't air in the US back in the day. Toya is so damn ghetto. I love it. Heavenly be saying stuff and making it seem like it's fact. She really do. So you really can't take what she says sometime as fact. But Traders is a new show, but Traders is on Peacock, and it's a Peacock budget. So yeah, y'all. That was my review. I would love to know what y'all thought about it in the comments below. I'm about to watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So with that, make sure you. Oh, thank you, DGF, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Not a face card alert. You're adorable from a boomer's perspective. Thank you. I appreciate you. But yeah, I'm gonna head out, y'all. Thank you for joining. I appreciate y'all as always. This was fun. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for the next